of capital, a tsunami, if you like, chasing too few opportunities. That's the way it feels. Does it feel that way to you?
Absolutely. From our perspective, the stock market, despite all of the gyrations, is still at an all-time high. Real estate is priced to perfection. I don't see, I'm a little bit like that old Wendy's commercial, "Where's the beef?" I just don't see it. And I think it's a very challenging situation, one that requires discipline.
So discipline to be a buyer, at the very least. Is it better to be a seller than a buyer right now?
Well, I'll give you an example. 5 years ago, we took over a REIT that we thought had been mismanaged, and it was about a $7 billion company. And since we took it over, we have done nothing but sell. Today we have $3.2 billion in cash, uncommitted, and we're just sitting there waiting for the world to come to us.
What's this REIT called?
Equity Commonwealth. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. Sells for, $31. It's got about $26 or $7 in cash. It's very hard to sit there and not pull the trigger. But it's the guys who don't pull the trigger are around to pull it when it works.
Are you selling other things?
I think the answer is that we've made some sales, but generally speaking, the places where we think pricing is really out of line, we've reduced our exposure.
And where would those places be?
Well, real estate in particular.
But more specifically?
We just finished 2017. We built 587,000 new multifamily units. The last time we did that was 71. And in 71, we were, quote unquote, creating an apartment industry in this country. That's a lot of units. In Chicago, I think we're adding 20% to the number of hotel rooms. Same true, a lot of other places. Right now, the beverage that everybody's excited about is distribution. And, it's Amazon and all that.
Prologis yesterday.
I'm sorry?
Prologis, the logistics.
Yeah. My guess is that, it's getting too exciting and we're building too much industrial space. And you need to remember that ultimately, in the beginning, industrial space was built and owned by insurance companies because it required the least amount of skill in order to succeed. I think that we got a lot of people owning a lot of industrial space today, and I'm not sure there are enough tenants. Office space, just look at what's going on in New York with Hudson Yards, Chicago, San Francisco. We're adding enormous office space, and I don't see the demand.
How long do you think it's going to be, Sam, before you feel comfortable committing capital again in some of these areas that, to your description, have been oversupplied?
I think the answer is that, we need to have somewhat of a market clearing. We're a long way from that at the moment, but when it starts, it'll likely happen relatively quickly. I don't think I could give you a time frame, but there's a lot of stuff under construction. When that finishes, that's, like draining the swamp. And you'll find out who's got tenants and who doesn't. And that's when you'll see the beginning of the alteration in the existing supply and demand situation.
Sam, you've been a big proponent of deregulation.
Yes.
You have put effectively a price on overregulation, 1% of GDP. Now that we are in a deregulatory environment, are you seeing what you expected to see, and how are you taking advantage of it yourself?
Well, I think the answer is I might have understated how big a factor it is. I think it's more than that. I think Jamie Dimon, who was quoted recently saying that in the 8 years of the Obama administration, business was waterboarded. I think that we've seen, thank God, the end of that, and we're beginning to see confidence levels returning, with the net effect being that confidence level returning, which is showing us larger growth, is a function of the fact that it's so much of a less regulatory-driven environment.
That's certainly a tailwind for the Trump presidency.
I think so.
So is the tax bill.
So is the tax bill.
What are the headwinds that the Trump presidency might encounter?
Well, I mean, the Trump presidency inherited an awful lot of problems worldwide, whether it be Venezuela, North Korea, Syria, Yemen, and we could keep going for a while.
But many of those things, nuclear weapons accepted, are a long way away from the United States.
What we found out with North Korea is that distance can be shortened relatively quickly, and anybody who doesn't understand that will suffer accordingly.
When you look at the domestic environment, the domestic economy, is there anything that concerns you?
Well, I think that I'm still concerned about the leftover regulation. I mean, you know, we were talking about a lot of deregulation, but that deregulation is still relatively small compared to what happened over that 8-year period. I know our firm and a lot of other firms, I mean, you got a banking bill right now that's being driven by the fact that overregulation has eliminated community banks. The people who know the borrower the best are the people who've been put out of business by the cost of compliance. So that's just one example. Hopefully that bill will pass, and hopefully we'll see more deregulation that leads to more freedom and a more successful environment.
Okay, so if you're in a situation where you're like, my goodness, I'm trading these options and the market is driving me absolutely nuts. It keeps going higher. It keeps going lower. I thought the market was going to crash, but it's not crashing. It looks like it's going higher. It looks like it's going to reach for the moon, just like Bitcoin was going to reach for the moon in December of 2017, right? So if the markets are getting you confused, this is what you want to do if you want to get results in 2018. You simply want to visit marketcrash.money. You want to click this big green button right here. How to profit. Schedule your one-on-one training consultation and get all the questions that are on your mind right now that might have been on your mind over the last 30 days, over the last 60 days, over the last 90 days. Whether you're looking to be a day trader or a swing trader, whether you're looking to put some long-term investments that will benefit you over the next 6 months, over the next year, over the next 2 years, regardless of what your situation is, if you're looking for more answers, if you're looking for more information, if you're looking for more timely strategies to take advantage of this market before it takes advantage of you, definitely click this big green button, How to Profit. Take action now. I will talk to you soon, and make your 2018 the most profitable year ever.